Hi everyone, this is Jedidah Chilufia, your research instructor for this research course, and welcome again to pre-week 1 of our course. And so in this week, your lab kits were sent out to you, and you should start receiving your lab kits by the weekend, because our first official our pre-class week starts on June the 20th all the way to the end of the week, and our second pre-class week starts on June 27th all the way to that week, and then the following week is when our official class Zoom classes begin. This is exciting because this pre-class week 1 you will start your experiments, your research experiments. Right, so in this video I'm going to talk about 3 things. By this time, by the weekend, you should start receiving your lab kits. So I have mine here, okay? So it's via USPS, and in a separate video I've explained what's in your lab kit, what you expect to find in your lab kit, and if by any reason something is missing, please let me know quickly and we'll send whatever is missing straight to you. Okay, so lab kits and starting our experiments this week. One of the things that's in the kit is gloves or personal protective equipment or PPE. So every time we're doing an experiment, make sure you're wearing your gloves.
It might be a little loose or a little tight, that's okay, as long as you have them. Okay, and the other thing is that we want to work under a sterile environment as much as we can. So we have sterilizing agents, which can be the form of liquid or form of wipes, but the key is it has to have alcohol or ethyl alcohol or ethanol. And for it to be effective with a sterilizing agent, it has to be at least 70%. So here we have 75% alcohol.
Okay, so when you have your gloves, the first thing you have to do, this is actually something I explained in a previous video. You each have a packet of this. Ooh, it's actually tough to open with gloves on. So I have to take off my gloves. Gosh, it's really hard. Okay, we did it. All right, so put my gloves back on. My glove back on. Okay, so you have plenty of gloves that in case like maybe it gets too soiled or something happens, or like it cuts or something, you can always get like another pair, and we'll send some more gloves for you. All right, so we have our ethanol wipe, so get one, and the first thing is you want to wipe your gloves. Okay, so wipe my gloves, and if we're doing an experiment right away on our lab space, you then get a new wipe and wipe your area. But then today we're going outside. Okay, so then put this in the truck.
Okay, remember you have to be in a place where your lab space should be close to a truck.
Alright, so that's my gloves, sterilized, and then you will need pots where you're going to put your soil in. And so you have 3, they look exactly the same, and they have accompanying trays because your pots have little holes in them, just like for aeration, and also like water will percolate in this, like when you water your plants. So carry your 3 pots outside to collect your soil, and in the lab kit you have digging tools. Okay, so you have like a little shovel and like a little fork. So I'm gonna take that out.
Okay, ready? For the outside. Right, so have this, I'm just going to do this side into this video. And we have the fork. So I'm just going to try and put them in one of the forks. So we have 3 forks, so it's easy. Okay. Let's like first start with the first one. Right, so once you go in. So we have 3 pots, and they have like the holes at the bottom.
And you also have the safety glasses. So at this point we're kind of like, it's like outside, you can decide to wear them or not. I'll keep these glasses on, but you can always like just like put these over your glasses, or take off your regular glasses if you wear some like me, and then just wear your safety goggles. And then one last thing is like, we're going outside to collect soil from 2 different locations, so we need to label, like every time we do an experiment we have to label everything that we're working with. And here it's actually even more important because we don't want to confuse different locations. So you have sticky labels here And so just like you take it out and put it on your pot and then label it. So try and have your labels in like 3 lines. The first one would be the location. So I'm going to say front yard. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. And then the second line should be the date. So anything you do with whatever description you're putting, always put the date of when you do that experiment. It's always good for you to remember and for someone else who's going to try to like repeat your experiment and continue your experiment. So put the date. And then in the last line, so last line you have to put your initials. Again, this is very important. Always put your initials in everything that you do, or the work that you do. All right, so for me it's JCS. Okay, so put the label on and label all the 3 pots. So do this for all your pots. So my second one is going to be by the walkway, and then today's date and my initials. 3 lines. Okay, so you have a third pot, and the question is like, why do you have a third pot if you're only doing 2 locations? Well, the third pot is going to be your positive control. So what do we mean by positive control? So every experiment that you do, you always need to have like one set of samples or one set of experiment that is the control, where you actually know what the results are. That way you can actually compare with what you're trying to test. So in our case, when you have 2 locations, we don't know what's in the soil. We don't know what kind of microorganisms are in the soil, what kind of bacteria are in the soil. And so that's what the research is about. We're going to, as we go on during this course, we're going to discover what kind of bacteria are in the soil, the good beneficial bacteria that are in the soil that are going to interact with the plants using the seeds that you're going to plant in your soil. So in the third one, we have this as a positive control, because what we have here is in one of your envelopes, as I described in the previous video, you have this powder, okay, and it's called, it has a label, it says commercial inoculant. This powder is simply a powder which contains naturally occurring good bacteria that are naturally in the soil, that farmers can actually buy from the store to add to their legume seeds, such as soybean or peas or chickpea or peanuts, and they help the legume plants to grow. They provide nitrogen nutrition to the plants so that they can actually grow without you really having to add like fertilizers, like the general chemical fertilizers. So in here we have beneficial naturally occurring bacteria that we know interacts with the plants to help them grow. So this is our positive control. Okay, I'm going to put the label is going to be positive control. Okay, and again you put the date, so it took up 2 lines. If you can do it in 1 line, that's great. And then I put today's date, and I put my initials in the last line. Okay, so for this one, what kind of soil do you get? From which location do you get the soil for positive control? So this one, it doesn't matter, you can choose any of the 2. So whatever location that you pick, you can either pick location 1 and of the soil, you put it in here, or location 2, you put it in here. That's okay. The difference is that we're going to now, when we come back in our home lab space, we're going to add this powder because we're adding naturally occurring good bacteria in this soil. Okay, so that's for our 3 pots. Good to like get an extra pair of gloves, because you never know, maybe like the gloves that you have might maybe like cut, or they'll be too soiled. So carry an extra pair, and we're all set to go. So 2 things I actually forgot to mention is that when you go outside, take your wipes with you, because when we go from one location to the other, we're using the same digging tools, right? And so after you've used the digging tools on one location, get a wipe your digging tools so that we can actually like have them like clean and sterilized before we go to the next one. Yes, so we're going to do this on Tuesday the 21st. By Monday, all of you should receive all your kits and organize them. Have your lab space prepared, cleaned. You have open your items, make sure you have everything that's supposed to be in there. And in case you don't, let me know, send me an email so we can actually like ship whatever is missing quickly. And then we can all start this experiment. We can all collect soil on Tuesday. If for some reason by Monday people haven't received their kit, or Tuesday, then we will all collect our soil on Wednesday. So let me know. We'll communicate via email, and yes, then we can all do this at the same time. And if there's like a 1 day difference, like that's okay, because when we are talking about when we are monitoring our experiments, we do this on a weekly basis, so we'll all be at the same page. It's gonna be like 1 week post planting, 2 weeks post planting, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, will all be at the same time. Okay, and yeah, we'll all be at the same time, but things happen. So if something had to happen that would maybe like make it challenging for someone, we can always accommodate for that. All right, so that's that, and let's get going. All right, so see you outside. Hi, so I am outside, and this location is for the walkway. So I have a spot here. And make sure that I have the right one. So this is front yard, and then this is the walkway. So I'm gonna put this in here. Okay, so what do I do? Okay, so first is like by using the little shovel, I just like start digging. Maybe you can see that.